Stay City apart hotels. Half apartment, half hotel. Warm beds, comfy sofas, and fully equipped kitchens. We offer guests more, so you can do more. Cook, sleep, work, play. Welcoming, accommodating, and big beds for jumping. Smart travellers choose Stay City because Stay City is the smart choice. Stay City, half apartment, half hotel, all across Europe. Save 10% every time you book at staycity.com.
We're delighted to extend the partnership with Go-Ahead Ireland. They're an organisation that serves communities all over Dublin and helps serve our club members around the county, and it's been a brilliant partnership for the last 3 years, and we're delighted to extend for a further 2 years.
Like us, Dublin GAA are embedded in their community, so it was a really natural fit. For us, it was important to find a partner that was inclusive, but also had that community identity, and that's exactly what we found in Dublin GAA. Since we started the partnership, they've been really easy to work with, and we're really excited to continue the journey together.
In those 3 years, we actually accomplished a lot with Dublin GAA. We were privileged to be able to work with both local and national charities with them, as well as working on several GAA initiatives.
This partnership allows us to support Club League and Championship and initiatives such as our Dubs TV live streaming platform. We try and stream as many games as possible, particularly during the championship season where we can from a logistical point of view around grounds, and that is something we will continue to try and deliver over the coming years and keep enhancing club championship product and club leagues around the county across all 4 codes.
In the coming months, we're going to be continuing growing our services. And while we do that, that means that we'll be serving more GAA community clubs than ever before.
This year alone, we're going to be introducing the Development Fund for Accessibility as part of our partnership, which is going to see core infrastructure at Dublin GAA developed. In the summer, we're also introducing the Go-Ahead Ireland Dublin LGFA Summer Skills Camps, which will be held in July and August.
As Dublin's best performing public bus operator, we're going to continue to work really hard on delivering for our customers and our communities.
We met down at Fairview, and Kieran's brother was a friend of my brother's. We met through them, so when I was coming up to the Debs, I invited Kieran to my Debs. He asked me to marry him, and I said yes, so long as our firstborn child played for Vincents. And he says, okay, grand. It's great to have our family involved as well. I suppose if the kids weren't as interested in it as we were, it'd be very tough on us.
Kieran's are playing Vincents. The tension in the house is gas. Mum is obviously Vincents and Dad is Kieran, so Mum always claims that she'll give John steak for dinner and she won't feed Kevin, but it's always a bit of a laugh, but I suppose no one takes it too seriously.
She had her hands full. She could have got the job as a bus driver. The amount of dropping off and picking up she did from matches around. Leaving some matches early to go to another match to make sure she got the end of that, or make sure we all got the same amount of attention. There was no favourites.
It means everything. I don't know what we do without it, to be fair. We eat, drink and sleep it.
It's always through the family like the rest of us. There's not enough supporting words, I'd say.
I know my whole life at this rate.
We're very proud parents. That's a huge achievement to have 100% of your family still playing. We're proud of them all, every one of them.
My name is Niamh Heatherton.
My name is John Heatherton. I'm Kieran Heatherton.
I'm Patsy Heatherton, and as a family,
Our roots are set in the GAA.
The most entertaining event in the capital is here in Parnell Park tonight. Who needs a light show accompanied by a band when you've got hurling? And it's a good hurling match too. The Go-Ahead Ireland Senior 1 Dublin Hurling Championship encounter of St Vincents and Whitehall Colmcille. If St Vincent's win tonight, then they top the group and go straight to the semi-finals. No matter what happens to them tonight, even if it's a draw or a loss, they may top the group anyway. In this group's other game, Ballyboden meet St Jude's. That's tomorrow in O'Toole Park at 5 o'clock. St Vincent's don't play on the last weekend. Whitehall, Colmcille take on St Jude's here on Saturday, September 14th. What will they need to do in that game? Well, what happens tonight and tomorrow will inform them of that. Shane Stapleton with me for St Vincent's against Whitehall, Colmcille. Shane, what are you expecting from this match?
Oh, well, I'm expecting a couple of teams here who know that their futures are on the line. I mean, like you said there, Vincents can top the group. Whitehall have one victory from 2 games. Disappointing the last day out against Ballyboden. That was, not what manager Rob Wade would have liked, but they are where they are now. They already have a victory on the board against Crave Kieran. Had an unbelievable start that day. And I think, again, like that game, they're going to want to get ball in good and early into Owen O'Donnell. Nice and early, get the breaks off him, let him get a few scores on the board. Because it really sets them up for a knockout place if they can get a win here.
Whitehall, Colmcille could do with the victory. St Vincent's cruising nicely but won't want to take anything for granted. We'll have a look at the teams in just a moment. Of course, the teams are, as always, subject to change. Shane, perfect conditions for a match. A beautiful, warm, sunny evening and no breeze. Yeah,
the only thing I'd say is if Whitehall are playing the direction they are, which is up towards the church end, Ronan Murray's going to have the sun in his eyes and it's coming in quite low at the moment. So if a couple of high-hanging balls go in there, maybe John Heatherton will be standing at the edge of the square. If a few balls go in there that, just carry through or whatever, it could be very difficult for him. Now we'll see if the teams switch before the play starts, but that's something I'd certainly be keeping an eye on. And of course, who is going to man John Heatherton, because he can be so devastating. Keane Murphy is a very good player back there, big physical size, so he could match up with him quite well.
That's the Whitehall Colmcille team as named. There is a doubt over maybe 1 or 2 players due to injury. We'll see it throw in exactly who starts, but look, the names to look at are the names Enda O'Donnell and Owen O'Donnell. Conor Cummins capable of popping up from wing back and getting a score. Eddie Moore in very centre, very steady at centre back, and they've got speed and skill all over the pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 11 there, Luke McCarthy, nicknamed Lemo. He's an exceptionally good runner with the ball. His sister Sarah's a runner for Ireland at, I think it was 400 and 800 metres at the half-back line. Of course, Dara Gray, he's the leader of the group and he's going to give him a great platform. Wouldn't be surprised to see him sweeping all day and delivering good ball inside. And Jamie Raftery in the corner, he's a player coming of age this season and certainly someone to really keep an eye out for because he has pace to burn.
Let's have a look at the St Vincent's team. Derek McBride, capable of getting scores. John Heatherton, need we say more? Conor Burke running the show from centre back. And Brian Morehouse-Carroll, if not maybe one of the form fullbacks of the season so far.
Oh, he's a really good player, and with the UCD freshers we couldn't quite get him available to play for us, but he's a really, really good talent. Andrew Gilroy, I'd be very interested to see who he matches up with. There might be changes with Whitehall late on here, but he's a good physical player. Derek McBride inside, we would have seen him playing maybe in the half-backs before, but inside with John Heatherton you've got that nice mix of athleticism and of course the size and the hurling that John Heatherton has. So they have a lot of good quality players there, and Conor Dolan, who was the Dublin under-20 centre back this year, slotting in and earning his place from the start.
Well, those the starting teams as they're named. These the benches. Bit of power and pace to bring off the bench for both teams, I think it is fair to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the work rate that Stephen Cassidy can bring in would be very, very big for Whitehall. I expect to see him at some stage. Both Paddy Spellacy and Conor Sheedy, they're both very good ball strikers. On the other side, Manus Clacken, I think, came in and did pretty well the last day. And Keane McBride, he nearly always comes in. He's a difficult player I'm just looking down at him there. He's always physically well filled out, strong player, fast player, and he can put that ball over the bar. He might have heard us there because he looked up.
Just to clarify, by the way, the top team in the group goes straight to the semi-finals. The second and third place teams go into quarter-finals, and fourth and fifth go into the relegation playoff. So everybody with something to play for after the group stages. Some with, I suppose, a positive dream to still chase. Some trying to avoid the massive negative of relegation. For St Vincent's, they're definitely through to the knockout stages. It's about the route they take. For Whitehall Colmcille, the question mark remains. St Vincent's going into their huddle on this fine night in the capital. 2 more games tomorrow, by the way, on Dubs TV. And don't forget to follow the Dublin GA YouTube channel, subscribe, and these games will pop up automatically. Amongst those matches, Kilmacud Crokes taking on Lucan. That one's at 5:30. At 3:30, it is St. Bridget's against, well, I was going to say your old team. You still play for the club, granted at a lower level, but your current team, your club, Coola.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Coola are in the mix there. There's some good talents coming through, like Conor Groark and Jamie Conroy, and it's just a period of transition with Coola, but look, I'd be hoping to be back in the mix sooner rather than later.
Vincents overcame St. Jude's 21 points to 14, and Ballyboden by 2 points against Crave Kieran. They had 2 points to spare as well. St. Vincent's have won tight games this season. Will this be tight, or what kind of match will it be? We're about to find out. Remember, group stage hurling, so no extra time or penalties or anything like that. And it can end in a draw. Cian Murphy came forward there, but it was intercepted by Sean Mulcahy. St. Vincent's hurling and stick work has been really impressive this season. Back it goes to Conor Burke. Heatherton comes deep to collect, and he was tangled up with there by Dara Gray. So Dara Gray appears to be picking up Heatherton early doors, and that will be some battle, won't it?
Certainly will. And I notice Paddy Spellacy has started.
It's swept up by Owen O'Donnell, who's in the full forward line. O'Donnell, who's capable of getting goals. O'Donnell goes to ground and gets nothing for that. Maybe took too much out of it there. 2 men on him as soon as he got the ball. By the way, our referee, Jason Buckley, Damien Burnett and PJ Murray. The assistant referees, Callum Buckley, Kevin Wilkie, David Gaughan and Liam O'Brien, the umpires.
The St. Vincent's defenders did really, really well there, because obviously once Owen O'Donnell gets the legs turning, he is really, really difficult to stop. They didn't dive in too early. They just kept the bodies beside him, forced him to run out of a little bit of road. So that was very good defending. Really good defending.
I said the referee gave him nothing. I wasn't suggesting he should have given him something. He went to ground, and sometimes you get frees for those, sometimes you don't. That's a really great collection by Peel, who knocks it off to Cosgrave. Cosgrave trying to run through the gap, lost it, might come back to his teammate. No, it was left behind by McDermott and St. Vincent's. They can't quite get it under control. There's a real scramble for it. That scramble eventually ended by Sean Mulcahy. Mulcahy then dispossessed by 2 Whitehall Colmcille players. No one is getting anything easy here. There's no time and space out there at the moment, Shane, is there?
Absolutely not. And Josh Thorpe swinging on a ball there, and unfortunately it breaks towards the St. Vincent's man, but just wide on this occasion. But that poke out initially, Cian Murphy kind of got caught in front of his man, had it caught him behind him, so we'll just have to watch that in future.
Ronan Murray out to Sean Kellett. Kellett with Heatherton chasing him down, scoops it down the park where there's more white and blue than red and white, and it's gathered up by Daniel Peel. Winding up and having a go is Tom Connolly. That is a shot rather than a long ball into the forward line, but it's a wide as well.
Well, 3 wides from 3 shots. Well, I suppose the wide that Whitehall had was just overrun over the line, but 3 attacks that have come to nothing so far. And Ronan Murray normally very good with the puck outs. He could put it through the eye of a needle.
And Murray picking out Eddie Moore in there.
Both teams seem to keep an extra man back, as Conor Burke is certainly spare at this end.
Nice bouncing pass to Mikey Noonan. Noonan lets one away. Is it the first score of the game? It is. It's fantastic from Mikey Noonan.
Yeah, Mikey Noonan's a brilliant ball striker, especially off that left-hand side. And when that ball was fired to him from Adam McDermott, Macker, I kind of had a fair idea that Noonan was going to bury that over the bar. Excellent score.
These players, of course, guys you know well, having worked with them last year. Daniel Peel hitting a bouncing ball inside. Who's going to get there? More defending to do. St. Vincent's trying to get an equalising score, trying to get possession first. You could see clearly he wanted to take a shot, but was just closed down. Flicked it off. That was rather casual, and now Whitehall Colmcille will try and take advantage, much to the credit of Derek McBride. He didn't give up. He tracked back and he got it back to Oisin Mulcahy. Mulcahy to Tom Connolly. Connolly to Burke. Burke, lovely sidestep of Niall O'Connor. Burke still with it. A Limerick style pass there. Rory Dunn gets onto it there, and now it's a shot coming from the middle of the pitch, or close enough to it, through Conor Burke, and it's over.
Well, look, Conor Burke is one of the most stylish hurlers that you'll see in the country, and we saw this time and time again this year, the little 1-2s through the middle of the field and pops it over the bar. He scored a brilliant goal against Kilkenny with a 1-2 and just finished that from distance there. Brilliant stuff.
And on that replay you can clearly see that ball striking action with the hand, so definite hand pass. Really free out.
Yeah, Andrew Gilroy there. He seems to be picking up Paddy Spellacy. Bit of a size match up there that would suit Gilroy, I'd imagine.
So Spellacy did start the game. I'm just looking around to see who didn't.
I think it might be Dara Ryan.
Okay. Ball into the corner, watching it all the way was Cummins, just allowed it to beat him. Goes out over the line ball to Whitehall Colmcille.
And 2 balls have gone into Derek McBride, who's been really impressive this season in the corner, and Josh Thorpe seems to be picking him up early doors. And before the match, Thorpe seemed to be favouring his ankle a little bit. I'm not sure if he had 100%, but 2 balls have gone in so far, and McBride hasn't gotten a score out of it, so that's okay for Thorpe.
Whitehall Colmcille beat Crave Kieran 417 to 218. Lost to Ballyboden St Enda's 127 to 15 points. Could do with a victory this evening. But St Vincent's aren't feeling very neighbourly. And that's swept up by Conor Burke, who is all the time and space in the world. Good stick pass up the line, trying to turn and tangle out of trouble with Sean Mulcahy. Conor Burke ran up to meet him, and Conor Burke gets another shot away, and Conor Burke gets another fine point. That's excellent by Conor Burke, his second in a row.
And that's what you need from the modern centre-back. Someone who isn't just going to stand back there and sweep in their own D all day, but he will get forward. When it opens up, he'll do that. And Conor Burke is going to punch you all day long. 2 points already.
And 2 in a row for St Vincent's. Down the line it goes by Cummins. Running out to try and meet it there was Raftery, but he was beaten to it. Spilled to Burke. Conor Dolan, as you mentioned, played under 20 for Dublin in recent times. Dolan inside to Cosgrave. Nice pass by Cosgrave. Will he get away and have a shot at Oisin Mulcahy? Oisin Mulcahy glides it over.
Yeah, nice patient play there. And when I was watching the other games earlier this season, what I was wondering with Conor Dolan is, would we see that bit of patience and end product at the end of it? He was patient, passed the ball inside. It was then fed on to the wing forward, Oisin Mulcahy, and a nice score to get him off the mark. Owen
O'Donnell is the target here. Battling for it also, Adam McDermott. McDermott does very well. Has Luke McCarthy there as an option, but takes on the shot. Has he pulled it slightly, or will it go back in? Well, it is on target, but it just drops short. And Perry, another man out on that field who's represented Dublin, gets outside, flicks it off to Daniel Toomey. Toomey on the burst. Conor Dolan farms it long. Out in front at the moment is Thorpe, but he's up against a bit of a speedster. Thorpe leaves it behind. And it's a wide ball.
Yeah, great work from Josh Thorpe. You call him Dossie, but yeah, really, really pacey player. And if he's over that bit of an ankle issue that he seemed to have, Dark McBride is not going to get a whole pile easy today.
Ronan Murray goes long. Misses out on everyone. Conor Dolan sweeps up the break. Pouncing on him is Mikey Noonan. Whitehall Colmcille's only point scorer so far. Burke. Thought maybe he'd overcooked that, but no, he got it just right. Really good close control by Vincents, winding up and having a go. Is that Brian Bulger from a long, long way out? It drops into the hands of Ronan Murray. That's one of those times Bulger would be happy to be confused with Derek McBride. Put the blame somewhere else, but no, it was Bulger. Turning and running and going after it, Niall O'Connor in hot pursuit is Rory Dunn. Dunn does really well, but O'Connor gets the pass away. Good score is the shout. But whoever said that was wrong. Adam McDermott was close, but sadly for him, not close enough.
Yeah, Adam McDermott, he's very, very fit player. Very good sidestep on him as well. But he's had a couple of shots that have gone awry. But Niall O'Connor, he's always has the head up, and he's very, very sweet hurler, and he'll always find that pass.
Just the one game in Parnell Park tonight. Tomorrow we've got 2 more games live on Dubs TV. Kilmacud Crokes against Lucan at 5:30, and at 3:30 St Bridget's against Coola. Having a go is O'Donnell. Enda rather than Owen. Enda O'Donnell wide.
Yeah, I think at this stage Whitehall really need to look at feeding a bit of ball inside to Owen O'Donnell, because we saw against Crave Kieran especially, and most matches he plays, that he will cause wreck if you get enough ball into him. So that has to be the focus for the next while.
That's really good sidestepping and control in the middle. Was there a foul? Referee says yes, there was. He was really close to it. Made the right call, just allowed it to develop for a couple of seconds, see what came of it. Nothing did, so he gave the free. Good refereeing by Jason Buckley.
And something that's been a real feature so far is how Vincents have worked the ball out from the back. And they do that in most games, and both teams have the extra man at the back, but Vincents are really working the ball up nicely and getting basically running at Whitehall. So it's going to be up to the forwards now to put that extra bit of a press on St Vincent's as they bring out the ball, and so far it's just been a little bit too easy for Vinnies.
It's a strange quirk that Vincents have got 3 points and Heatherton hasn't been amongst the scorers. Is he about to end the wait? It looks like he is on this beautiful evening in Dublin. Heatherton zips it over. Good score by him.
Yeah, even in some of their previous games against St Jude's the first day out, his clinical free taking was probably one of the main differences that day, and against Bowden as well, he punished them pretty much every time. So Whitehall will be well warned in terms of his free taking.
Luke McCarthy couldn't quite get to it. Gathering it now is Oisin Mulcahy. He is fouled. It's a free in.
Yeah, probably a small bit rash there, but it was very good play from Mulcahy. He already has a point on the board, winning a free there. Nice little boost for his confidence. And even though it's a very difficult free, you wouldn't back against Hedgehoe.
And he's right under us, so I'm going to go, and I know you love all the respect for the kicker stuff in rugby, but I have to do it because if I talk at my normal volume, he will hear me. I don't want to put him off. I don't want to make John Heatherton angry.
Putting him off would be a bit unparliamentary now.
I think I could shout and roar at him and it still wouldn't put him off. A beautiful sounding strike. And from Heatherton's point of view, a beautiful looking strike too. 2 in a row for him.
Yeah, that really was a fantastic score here from just underneath us. And it's 5 scores in a row for St. Vincent's, so Whitehall really need to get a score on the board. And again, I'd suggest maybe getting that ball on top of Owen O'Donnell as often as possible.
That's a really good catch by Spellacy. Tries to get it to O'Donnell. O'Donnell is in a crowd. He's going to be followed by 1 or 2 all day, isn't he? But even when you do that, O'Donnell can still win the ball. Was there a slight touch to the helmet there, albeit accidentally? The referee acknowledges that, but still has to give the free.
Yeah, and Heatherton is rightly coming out again, and this will be the guts of 100 yards, but you wouldn't bet against him. And Whitehall are leaving Jamie Raftery inside now, and it would be good to get a bit of ball on him. But even in that puck out there, when the likes of Spellacy went up initially and then Owen O'Donnell was trying to get involved, Burke was still able to sit back because Vincents felt confident with the numbers they had in there. So it's just proven a bit difficult for Whitehall to move that ball up the field at the moment.
Looks good. No, wide. Murray picks out his fullback, Cian Murphy. Murphy inside. Eddie Moran goes long, goes direct, where it's 2-on-3 in favour of St. Vincent's, and it bounces back to Perry, who keeps his cool. Connolly was the target, but Burke got in front of him, took the ball. Now it's Connolly's turn.
And now it's how good that Vincent's worked that ball up the pitch again and make it very difficult for Whitehall to press them.
That's really good running. Bulger outside. Dolan, I beg your pardon. The shot comes, and so does the point.
Well, that's it. Like Brian Bulger finishing off a brilliant move there. Like they barely used the stick at all until the ball eventually came to him at the very, very end. Really nice. Conor Dolan draws the man and straight over the bar. And it's just the same old story with some of these early scores.
Well, they're obviously putting an awful lot of work into the close control. Here's O'Donnell forced out wide a bit, trying to get around Morehouse Carroll, which is not easy to do, and he has won the free in. His direct running always causes issues for defences. He'll always either get a score or win a free.
Yeah, really, really good work there. Brian Morehouse Carroll probably physically, at a bit of a disadvantage against Owen O'Donnell there. Most lads are. And then, when he got past the man, the next defender in said, you know what, it might be giving away a free, but I can't let this man go through and score a goal, because that obviously would really revive Whitehall's chances. And sometimes against a player like that, you're thinking maybe we'll try and take a pound of flesh here and it'll stand to us later on in the game. But really good work from Owen O'Donnell.
I think pretty much everyone is second place to Owen O'Donnell.
In terms of free taking now, it should be a good battle today between Hedgehoe and Paddy Spellacy. Like, very, very good striker of the ball.
They haven't scored since the 3rd minute. The wait is over. Spellacy delivers.
Yeah, and he's going to have to nail every free today, and I wouldn't back against him doing it, but it's just this combined forward line is really going to have to work Vincents a little bit harder when they're bringing that ball out, because it's all too easy so far for Pat Gilroy's men.
Oisin Mulcahy burst it up, but just couldn't quite get their line ball for Whitehall. Colmcille, which will be struck by Eddie Moran. Another man with Dublin experience.
Yeah, really excellent player. Whether you want him to do a man marking job as he will do for you any day, or whether you want him to be out there doing a bit of hurling and carrying the ball forward, he can do it.
Intercepted. Connolly runs it out, then loses a good tackle by Adam McDermott. Now can they take full advantage? Don't think that will have the legs. Perry watching it all the way. Has plenty of time, plenty of space, and an option that was nice and near. Burke finds Cosgrave. Cosgrave juggles it a bit, gets it under control, takes the hit from Spellacy, sends it on to Heatherton, who can shoot from here, who does shoot from here, and who does score from there. That's amazing.
He's just an exceptional striker of the ball, and you can't really afford to stand off him at all. He has to be marked unbelievably tightly, but at the same time, if you're Dara Gray, you're thinking we kind of have to make sure that the square isn't left empty back there. So very well worked by Vincents, and they use the ball so well and drag you out of your shape.
Sean Mulcahy Lost it, trying to get onto it as Niall O'Connor. Squirts out, tidying up nicely for Vincents is Rory Dunn, but not giving up on it is Mikey Noonan. Noonan now trying to get away from Andrew Gilroy. Andrew Gilroy, who's having a really fine season. No one can get the ball under control. Everyone's getting a touch. No one's actually getting it under control. Jamie Raftery does his best, but then coming away with it for Vincents is Sean Mulcahy. Here's Perry. Has a wee look up and just goes long and direct. It's 1-on-1 towards the edge of the square, but it was really good defending by Josh Thorpe, just holding up his man.
Yeah, shepherded his man really nicely, and Sean Kellett working the ball out. Nice little touch. And
that's a fantastic steal by Connolly, who's capable of a good delivery as well. He's got Cosgrave beside him. Takes on the shot. And why not? Good score. Tom Connolly.
yeah, I mean, he's been doing that for years and will stay doing it for years again. But like, it was just good possession for Whitehall. Didn't use it well, and you know, just getting turned over by turning good possession into 50-50 ball.
Spellisy went up for it. Break tidied up by St. Vincent's, and they get the line ball as well.
Yeah, and Whitehall need more battling like that from Spellisy or Connor Cummins-Gooch coming in as well. Like, they really need to turn every ball, you know, into a war and start winning some of these, because Vincent's are just having a little bit too easy. It's 8-2 at the moment, but if a goal goes in, all of a sudden it feels like a bit of a yawning gap.
Don't forget the other game in this group is Ballyboden St. Enda's against St. Jude's. That's tomorrow at 5 in O'Toole Park.
Some good play here.
Surging forward, racing forward is Eddie Moore, and he's going to take it on. He does take it on. And unfortunately for him, he doesn't get the score.
Yeah, that's a fourth wide for Whitehall. They've dropped 3 into Dara Perry's hands, so they have had the opportunities. It's just the execution.
Toomey. Slip from Connolly. Pouncing on him was Noonan. Scrambling after this, Raftery, but he's going to be beaten to it by Morehouse Carroll. Another slip allows Whitehall Colmcille the chance to get the possession. Now they try and, Raftery I thought had it, doesn't have it. Connolly still down on the ground, by the way. Conor Burke gets it back, and here's Perry, fumbles it. Is it going to go out over the line? No, it's not. That
was good defending by Brian Morehouse Carroll, because if Jamie Raftery got that into his hands, like, he has serious pace to burn, the goal was on.
He does, and Raftery will probably be annoyed with himself that he didn't pick it up quickly, but in fairness, that was down to the pressure that was being put on him.
Yep.
Here's Eddie Moran. Mikey Noonan tangling with Rory Dunn.
Ooh.
McDermott.
It's a nice idea.
Noonan. Oh, that's not good to make it. They've had the opportunities, Whitehall Colmcille, they just haven't taken them.
Yeah, and that was really nicely worked. I mean, Mikey Noonan tried to find Macker on his shoulder there. Unfortunately, it didn't go to hand, but like, there's opportunities for scores, and the execution is just not quite happening at the moment.
This St. Vincent's last game before the knockout stages. The knockout stages that they're definitely in, but at what stage will they pop up? The quarters or the semis? That's to be decided.
Really good harassing by Endo O'Donnell, but not enough of his teammates are getting involved, and unbelievably wins the ball back, but needs a bit more support.
Was there a hand on the back there? If there was, the defender got away with it. Whitehall Colmcille not letting St. Vincent's have anything easy here, and now it's Raftery. Raftery, who's got talent, gives it to O'Donnell, who has the ball. O'Donnell has to get the ball away to Cummins. Cummins might go for goal here. Got one earlier in the championship, denied there. Good block. Conor Burke gets to Perry, who zips it out. Coming to meet it is Bulger. Flicked down with the hand pass to Sean Mulcahy. Mulcahy back inside, running onto this one is Toomey. Toomey, roll listed up one-handed, cool as you like. Gets it outside. Down the line it goes. Good ball to the hand of Heatherton. Heatherton, that one is going to drop short. Murray. Moran. Moran goes direct. 1-on-1 towards the edge of the square. But the Vincents one beats the Whitehall Colmcille one, and here's Brian Morehouse Carroll. Looking for Heatherton. Great catch by Heatherton. Heatherton doesn't mind that there's two marking him. He sees it as a compliment, doesn't do much with it on that particular occasion, but normally does. Eddie Moran.
Brilliant ball.
Fantastic to Spellisy, and Spellisy leaves it behind. And here comes the shot, but not the score. Andrew Gilroy just acknowledges as he runs back into position. You can't see that, we can. That he either got it wrong or took the wrong option.
Yeah, well, Conor Cummins had that goal chance at one end. It was a brilliant block. We might see in the replay at some stage who got the block in. And Enda O'Donnell had done a brilliant turnover before that. We saw another nice block when John Heatherton was trying to have the shot. Just Whitehall need to keep that going and make sure that all the forwards are tuned in terms of trying to get turnovers and not just having the likes of Enda O'Donnell going in isolation.
Dara Gray trying to get away from Heatherton. Good hand pass. Cummins goes short. It's a long range shot. Can they get the score? A score they desperately need. No, they can't. But O'Donnell doesn't give up on it, and O'Donnell has the possession. O'Donnell, who can run straight at goal, flicks inside. Luke McCarthy there. Luke McCarthy, it's gone over rather than under.
Brilliant ball over the top from Owen O'Donnell and Luke McCarthy. I mean, I've seen him score some unbelievable goals for his club, and he is a great footballer as well, and he'll be furious that ball went over the bar, but you know, there's a little something in that, a sign that the team can score goals here. They'll need one, but at least that'll kind of put St. Vincent's on notice back there.
Owen O'Donnell doesn't take shortcuts, does he? He just runs straight at defences.
Well, I mean, Brian Morehouse Carroll knows that every time that ball goes to Owen O'Donnell, he's going to run straight at him, and nobody wants that. No defender wants that in the world, and it's up to Whitehall to make sure they just get it into him as often as they can.
Cian Murphy. Moran left it behind her, he gathered it, 2 on him. Thorpe wanting it as Dara Gray. A little bit too much on that, and it's intercepted. Conor Dolan wide, a let off for Whitehall Colmcille.
Yeah, probably a little bit rash. Probably could have turned back and found someone in a better spot, but you know, it was possession gifted away for nothing after Josh Thorpe initially did so well.
Ball breaks, Dolan tries to get it under control. Falls kindly here for Cummins. Cummins couldn't get it under control because of the pressure from the neighbours, St. Vincent's. Here's Rory Dunn.
Small bit generous maybe. Probably an arm slightly extended, but it's contact sport, isn't it?
It is. That doesn't mean you can't foul people though.
Look, another opportunity for John Heatherton to show off his free-taking class, but even just a couple of minutes ago, twice in a row, he won primary ball coming out in front. He's just such a handful there, and at times you wonder why don't they keep him at the edge of the square all day, because he is dangerous. And last year I think it was maybe Nafina, was it, that he eventually got sent off against, but he'd been so dangerous inside, came out the field and ended up getting a second yellow card and sent off. But he's so good out the field and inside, I can understand why the management would want to bring him in and out at different stages.
I was speaking to a man in Kilkenny last night who got the first ever yellow card in the Kilkenny Club Championship. I think it was given to him by Rackard Cody, the very well-known Kilkenny kitman. Heatherton launching this one. Puts it over the crossbar. I told him he was in good company because in international football, the first ever yellow card was picked up by George Best.
Right.
Cummins. He lost his hurley, Daniel Toomey. Did his best, but it's Whitehall Colmcille who have it. Niall O'Connor. That's a good block. Will it roll out for a 45-65? I beg your pardon. Owen O'Donnell tried to keep it alive and gets his reward to 65.
Yeah, I mean, really good work from Niall O'Connor initially to get the ball. I think it was Conor Dolan who got the block on him, and then, you know, Owen O'Donnell, if the ball goes in his area, he's going to have a fair chance of winning it. So getting to 65, a chance for Spellacy to knock this over and pare the deficit back to 9-4, which, considering, you know, the wastefulness in front of goal so far, it wouldn't be too far back. But certainly needs to nail this just to keep the momentum going with Whitehall a small bit, because, you know, they had that chance with Luke McCarthy a little while ago. It'd be nice to just pare back this deficit.
Spellacy. Well, not scoring freely, but still very much in it. Thorpe knocks it down around his teammate.
He's done a great job on Derek McBride so far, because McBride is a really, really dangerous player.
Luke McCarthy goes up into the sky and Vincents get it back, and Connolly in the pocket of space has a shot and puts it over.
Yeah, that's a devastating one there, because Luke McCarthy had the ball. He had a chance to put his team on the front foot, and I don't know, maybe just a 6-day break from playing a football championship match against Nave Olaf last week. It's tough to get around and get your stick work just right, but he's done pretty well so far, but just unfortunate on that occasion. A great score from Connolly.
Keane Murphy, good ball inside, finds his man. Here's Luke McCarthy, who, as you say, can run, who can move, can pass and shoot, and can be fouled, which he was, and it's a free in.
Yeah, that's what he can do. Like, he's an absolutely brilliant, dynamic runner, and you'd be trying to get him on the front foot all day. It was just unfortunate that the last one didn't work out for him there, and he was clearly trying to find Endo O'Donnell. O'Donnell was trying to get on the shoulder, get into a position where he could get a goal, and that is the threat that Whitehall will have all day. They have serious runners there.
Spellisy. They've yet to score points back to back in this game, Whitehall, Colmcille. There's always been at least 1 point between when they get one and get their next one.
Really good movement from the Vincents forward line over and back.
Might break for Cosgrave. No, it's just bounced away from him, but it's okay because it's a line ball to St. Vincent's. Peel is coming over to take it.
And for the most part, Whitehall would have the physical advantage in their own backline. John Heatherton would be the exception, and to be fair, Dara Gray is going to match up physically well against pretty much most players, but from those puckouts, Whitehall should be able to get some sort of advantage given their size.
Peel is going to drop towards Heatherton, who tries to get something on it. Murray collects it. Farms it long. Luke McCarthy tries to get there. Luke McCarthy does get there, much to his credit. He went over the line. The ball didn't inside is Raftery, but he went for it himself. And it was a good decision. And for the first time in the game, they scored 2 in a row.
Yeah, brilliant stuff from Lemo there. Like, he is a very, very difficult player to keep with. And you could see there Tom Connolly, who's very quick himself. Once he was turned, there was no getting back on Lemo, and brilliant strike.
Dropped and picked up again. Flipped off to Sean Mulcahy. Mulcahy floats it in the air. Those ones are often risky. A backs ball, but he delivered that one well. Is this one delivered well? No.
Yeah, that was Bulger, I think, from the sideline. That's a 7th wide for St. Vincent's, and forcing them to shoot from the sideline, you know, Whitehall will take that.
Yep. Josh Thorpe. Pressurised well by Derek McBride, but Thorpe does really well.
Needs options.
Good ball to Raftery. Raftery gave himself a bit too much to do there, ran into a St. Vincent's crowd. Now it's Burke, who always looks like he's got that extra second, doesn't he? Gilroy gathers, having fumbled. Morehouse Carroll. It was Dolan, I beg your pardon. Here's Morehouse Carroll. Well taken. Bulger having a go at Cummins. Bulger. Wide.
Really good work from Conor Cummins, because he didn't just buy the initial step and then he went with him all the way, stretched his hurley out the full way, and back-to-back wides for Bulger. So that's good work from Conor Cummins.
Well, as a defender, you're happy enough when they shoot from there. Sometimes they go over, sometimes they don't, but you've kind of done all you can. O'Donnell does all he can here. Not quite enough to get the score, but there is danger. It's gathered. Oh, it's another miss. At least they get a point out of it. Niall O'Connor was there. He wanted the goal. He has to settle for a point.
Jeez, that was a brilliant opportunity for Niall O'Connor. Like, he is a very, very sharp hurler there. And Dara Perry, I'd say, ruined it for a second that he touched the ball down at all and just over the bar. Great opportunity for a goal, but at least it's another score for Whitehall. 3 in a row, 4 the last 5.
Well, for a second I thought they got nothing out of it, that maybe he'd hit it wide. In fairness to Niall O'Connor, he was at a tight angle. He did really well to get the ball and react as quickly as he did. And it's a positive outcome for Whitehall Colmcille. Not as positive as they wanted it to be, but a positive outcome, and a 3rd point in a row. The first time they've done that in the game.
And they're really in the game now. Like, they're only 3 behind. And at one stage, A2, for example, looked like they were well out of it. But really good now, and Raftery in again.
Raftery in a bit of space. Brings it in a bit. He's got Eddie Moore in running and just under-delivers. Or under-hits it, whatever way you want to phrase it. Perry racing out last minute of the half. Won't be too much time for injury time because we haven't had too many stoppages. Heatherton went up for it. Thorpe allows it to break his way. Thorpe gets it back to the goalkeeper. He'll tell you that was on purpose. Here's Dara Gray. Gray's fouled.
And I know he spilled the ball there again, but Josh Thorpe very, very clever, leaning into his man, letting the ball beat him. And, you know, it found its way back to Murray, maybe not intentionally, but, you know, again, really nicely played. But at the top end of the pitch, that last chance from Rafferty, that was the 5th shot that was dropped short into the keeper by Whitehall.
O'Donnell is the target. Get something on it. O'Donnell is there. And he's really frustrated. Actually just kind of flipped his hurley in the air after taking that shot, which trickled wide.
Yeah, that's a 6th wide as well to go with those 5 drop short. And these chances do eventually tell. These misses.
Oh, Donald gives O'Donnell a sniff of it. Now onto it is Adam McDermott. O'Donnell battling. O'Donnell has it in hand. Has Luke McCarthy with him. O'Donnell takes on the shot himself. Does it have the legs and the accuracy? Well, it had one but not the other.
Yeah, there probably was options either side of him there to just pop it onto somebody, and that is a real waste because, you know, they've had the 4 of the last 5 scores, but they've also had 4 misses in there too.
Morehouse Carroll carries and loses. So Luke McCarthy, did McCarthy touch that on the ground? The referee says no. McCarthy's in here. O'Donnell up top. McCarthy still has it. Spellisy there. O'Donnell there as well.
At the very least, there should be a free
Niall
here.
O'Connor. It is Niall O'Connor. Niall O'Connor's shot goes over the crossbar. Well, there was such a scramble there. It was hard to see who was who, but it was definitely Niall O'Connor who gathered it and scored his 2nd in a row.
Yeah, and a little bit careless from Vincents. It's not the first time that they've turned the ball over trying to work it out, and they were brilliant at it early in the game, but now Whitehall are getting a little bit of joy out of that, turning them over, and again there was a sniff of a goal there, but certainly they're taking the points now.
And that's half time. 10 points to 8 at one stage. Vincents led 10 points to 4, but then Whitehall Colmcille got 4 points unanswered. So a positive end to the half for Whitehall Colmcille. Shane, what have you made of it?
Yeah, I mean, I think St. Vincent's will probably be wondering how they're even 2 points ahead now, considering the amount of chances that they've offered up to Whitehall. I mean, Niall O'Connor had that great goal chance that he fired over. There was the other chance that was blocked by Conor Cummins that was midway through the half. And then you had that other opportunity just there where eventually Niall O'Connor popped the ball over the bar. So the goal opportunities are there for Whitehall. Now, Vincent started well and they kept turning over Whitehall and then scoring themselves a minute or two later. But they seem to have, maybe they fell asleep a small bit, whatever it might have been. Maybe Whitehall just had that reaction because there's quality in that Whitehall team. But certainly it's game on, and early doors it didn't look that way. So, I mean, we have an exciting second half to look forward to.
10 points to 8, St. Vincent's lead. We'll be back at the second half. Stay with us.
Stay City Apart Hotels. Half apartment, half hotel. Warm beds, comfy sofas, and fully equipped kitchens. We offer guests more, so you can do more. Cook, sleep, work, play. Welcoming, accommodating, and big beds for jumping. Smart travelers choose Stay City because Stay City is the smart choice. Stay City, half apartment, half hotel, all across Europe. Save 10% every time you book at staycity.com.
We're delighted to extend the partnership with Go-Ahead Ireland. They're an organisation that serves communities all over Dublin and helps serve our club members around the county, and it's been a brilliant partnership for the last 3 years, and we're delighted to extend for a further 2 years.
Like us, Dublin GAA are embedded in their community, so it was a really natural fit. For us, it was important to find a partner that was inclusive, but also had that community identity, and that's exactly what we found in Dublin GAA. Since we started the partnership, they've been really easy to work with, and we're really excited to continue the journey together.
In those 3 years, we actually accomplished a lot with Dublin GAA. We were privileged to be able to work with both local and national charities with them, as well as working on several GAA initiatives.
This partnership allows us to support Club League and Championship and initiatives such as our Dubs TV live streaming platform. We try and stream as many games as possible, particularly during the championship season where we can from a logistical point of view around grounds, and that is something we will continue to try and deliver over the coming years and keep enhancing club championship product and club leagues around the county across all 4 codes.
In the coming months, we're going to be continuing growing our services. And while we do that, that means that we'll be serving more GAA community clubs than ever before.
This year alone, we're going to be introducing the Development Fund for Accessibility as part of our partnership, which is going to see core infrastructure at Dublin GAA developed. In the summer, we're also introducing the Go-Ahead Hurling Dublin LGFA Summer Skills Camps, which will be held in July and August.
As Dublin's best performing public bus operator, we're going to continue to work really hard on delivering for our customers and our communities.
One of my favourite places to grab a coffee in Dublin is Bua. It's one of these kind of COVID coffee trucks that popped up and it's kind of developed into this bit of a social hub. I'll always find myself being drawn back to social fabric. It's just a beautiful place to go. They always have consistently good food there. Bar 1661. So I love watching them make the cocktails, shake it up, garnish it, serve it. Howth village itself is a lovely little kind of seaside town. The Gravity Bar up on the top floor of the storehouse, and it's just an amazing place, an amazing view of Dublin City. Definitely visit Temple Bar and take in what's there. My advice would be just try your best to see other parts of the city. Brian Fenton, this is my Dublin.
It has to be Tang on Abbey Street. You can't beat their flatbreads with the chickpeas and spicy chicken. It's Irish owned, great food, great people. Shoe Lane beside Tara Street train station. It was close to Trinity where I went to college. They have nice croissants, fruit scones. If you're ever looking for a quiet place to go and chat with your mates, the Snug and Chaplin's has to be the go-to. Lovely old interior. Just have to get the dart out to Vico Baths, bring the swimming togs, go for a dip, and you get a lovely view of Killiney Bay. The Epic Museum, I think it's something nice to just figure out the history of the city. You have to go and visit a GAA or hurling or camogie game. It's the most amazing atmosphere. It's going to be an unforgettable experience. Cian O'Sullivan, this is my Dublin.
Tribeca in Ranelagh. I had to go with my family, it's a favourite of ours. Definitely recommend trying their wings. The Metro Cafe, it's a great spot for people watching, especially when it's sunny outside. An oat milk cappuccino would be my go-to. The atmosphere in Devitz is always brilliant. We've had plenty of team nights out there, always great crack. The Timber Trove Cafe in the Dublin Mountains, it's a really cosy family-run cafe. Family House would definitely be a must visit. They have monthly markets on which are gorgeous. I would advise you to walk around the city because most of the main attractions are close by and you can get there quicker on foot. Niamh Gannon, this is my Dublin.
Kyo's Cafe in Portobello. I really like going back just for the vibe. It's nice and chill, people are really cool. Trails Cafe in Ticknock. The coffee is really, really good. Americano, small bit of milk, and you're good to go and hit the trails. Blue Light is always a nice roaring fire. We tend to go up after All-Ireland final week. It's a really nice place to be. I'd recommend getting out to Poolbeg Lighthouse. It's a great walk out. You get a great view back of the city. If you get the chance, I'd go up to Ticknock, go up and rent a mountain bike. Trails up there are pretty cool. Bring a raincoat, a shower's never too far away. Orla Nolan, this is my Dublin.
We met down at Fairview and Kieran's brother was a friend of my brother's. We met through them, so when I was coming up to the Devs, I invited Kieran to my Devs. He asked me to marry him and I said yes, so long as our firstborn child played for Vincents. And he says, okay, grand. It's great to have our family involved as well. I suppose if the kids weren't as interested in it as we were, it'd be very tough on us.
Kieran's are playing Vincents. The tension in the house is gas. Mum is obviously Vincents and Dad is Kieran, so Mum always claims that she'll give John steak for dinner and she won't feed Kevin. But it's always a bit of a laugh, but I suppose no one takes it too seriously.
She had her hands full. She could have got the job as a bus driver. The amount of dropping off and picking up she did from matches around. Leaving some matches early to go to another match to make sure she got the end of that or make sure we all got the same amount of attention. There was no favourites.
It means everything. I don't know what we'd do without it, to be fair. We eat, drink and sleep it.
It's always through the family like the rest of us. There's not enough spoken words, I'd say.
I know my whole life at this rate.
We're very proud parents. That's a huge achievement to have 100% of your family still playing. We're proud of them all, every one of them.
My name is Niamh Heatherton.
My name is John Heatherton. I'm Kieran Heatherton.
I'm Patsy Heatherton, and as a family,
Our roots are set in the GAA.
Ground Force probably is the absolute heart of this club, both in their ethos, the amount of work they do, and just the pure love they have for Naomh Marnoga and the GAA in general. In simplest terms, we probably couldn't function without Ground Force.
I suppose the GAA was always a bit more than hitting the ball or hitting a schlitter, you know, and it gave a great sense of community to people.
I suppose at my age, fear of retirement, worried about the unknown, what am I going into a home under my wife's feet all the time or something like that, and then we just got this men's initiative started off. We feel that we're giving something back to the club that gave so much to us. We come up here on a rotary basis and line pitches, cut grass. It kind of empowers us as well if we feel valued.
We're all friends, we're all retired, we're all around the same age group. Some of us have nothing outside of our work, and Ground Force has been a big change for everybody from a mental well-being point of view. It's really, really important and really significant, and there is great camaraderie amongst the group.
So I think there's about 30 odd men in this initiative that comes up to the club and has a chat, and the coffee is important as well. We sort out the world, Dad.
Yeah. Or well, most of it.
Yeah.
That's what it means to me, just achievement and pride.
Welcome back for the second half of St Vincents and Whitehall Colmcille. 2 between them as we head in to the second period. Remember, it is group stage hurling, so it can end in a draw. It is the Go-Ahead Ireland Senior 1 Hurling Championship in Dublin. Don't forget to subscribe to Dublin GAA, the Dublin GAA YouTube channel, and these games will pop up automatically. That's a good start by Adam McDermott, who gives it to Luke McCarthy. Luke McCarthy, his ball intercepted. Whitehall Colmcille got the last 4 scores of the first half. They were 10-4 down at one stage, and now they're only 2 behind. They're looking to make a bright start, but trying to get onto it here is Derek McBride. McBride can't because there's a 2-on-1 situation. Eddie Moran breaks it, sweeps it, gets it onto his hurley and makes a surging run. Beside him is Mikey Noonan. Lets it off, flicked forward by Niall O'Connor, who got 2 points in the first half. Niall O'Connor waits for it, but it's not given to him. Noonan takes it on himself, comes back to Mikey to Niall O'Connor. Niall O'Connor couldn't keep it in play. It's a line ball.
Yeah, really good work again by Josh Thorpe initially to frustrate Derek McBride, and then Eddie Moran carried the ball up the field really well. Had a couple of options in Mikey Noonan and Niall O'Connor, and it probably landed in between the two of them rather than going directly to either of them. But I suppose Whitehall still on the attack. That actually initial ball from the throw in, Owen O'Donnell had himself isolated one-on-one inside, so if Luke McCarthy's ball had to go in there, it could have been trouble for Vincents.
Spellacy, who nailed his frees in the first half. Breaks kindly. Dolan pops it out to Sean Mulcahy. Sean Mulcahy in towards Heatherton. Always a good option. Heatherton leaves it behind. Derek Gray stuck to him. Derek Gray. Great defending by Derek Gray. Fantastic defending by Derek Gray. Back to Gray it goes. Swept back to Cian Murphy. Murphy back to Gray. Those two playing their own game for the moment. And now they get Ronan Murray involved.
Very composed stuff.
Yeah. Murray, despite the best efforts of Peel to block him down, goes long, goes deep. O'Donnell can't quite break it. Sean Mulcahy slips. That allows O'Donnell, well, to get over the ball, but not to get it under control. Sean Mulcahy, it's a really intense and I'm not sure nervy is the right word to use, but it's a bit of a battle out there. Cosgrave. Off it goes. The man just in. That's James Mulcahy. Can Vincents get the first score of the half? Yes, they can, and it comes from the stick of Conor Burke.
Yeah, that's a bit of a killer for Whitehall because it actually started well and had the ball up the pitch again. Owen O'Donnell unlucky that it didn't come up for him on that occasion, but Conor Burke is third from play.
An intense start to the second half. Turning and going at McDermott. McDermott's route was blocked. McDermott tries to find another way and does, much to his credit. Here's Raftery. using his speed, trying to use his accuracy, and he used the two of them well.
Yeah, really, really direct runner, and you'd want to get the ball into his hands as often as possible because he's always going to, at the very least, test the defender, and Conor Burke couldn't slow him up, and really good score from Raftery.
Dark McBride again goes to deliver to Heatherton, who is being octopus tackled there by Tara Gray. Referee allowed it to develop for a few seconds and then gave the free.
Yeah, I think to be fair to Dara Gray, he sort of slipped a small bit, and you wouldn't blame him for pulling the man down in that situation. He's not going to offer up the goal, so he probably did what he had to do. A little bit unfortunate there, and I don't think anyone expects Heatherton to miss this.
And he got away with not getting a card, so it's like a success all round, even though they're going to concede the point here.
Well, that sometimes pays off when you're a little bit apologetic to the referee. You're like, look, I mean, we all know what happened there, and the referee, Jason Buckley, just let him away with it.
Might Heatherton go for a goal? No.
But again, it just cancels out the good work at the other end from Jamie Raftery, and straight away, Vincents, they haven't had to work too hard to get that score back.
O'Donnell just slipped away from him, and it's a line ball to St. Vincent's.
He had all the hard work done there and nudged his man, I think it was Brian Moorhouse-Carroll, off the ball, and it just didn't stick on that occasion.
2 more games tomorrow, including Lucan against Kilmacud Crokes. That one's at 5:30. At 3:30, Coola taking on St. Bridget's. Don't forget to subscribe to the Dublin GAA YouTube channel. Of course, we'll have all the links on all the usual social media channels. Free into Whitehall, Colmcille.
Yeah, really good work that time from Dara Gray. He forced John Heatherton into probably pulling at his hurley there a small bit. He'll give Paddy Spellisy a chance to take a shot from 90 odd yards here. You wouldn't back against him on this occasion. So if Whitehall can get a couple of scores on the board here, maybe even get back level, that'll give them that little boost and feel that maybe we can go on and win this game. Because they certainly have the quality, and Vincents don't seem to be operating at 100% just at the moment, so the chance is there.
Whitehall, Colmcille have an awful lot of talent, but when you think of the players that could be there in theory, the Gannons, Sean Foran, Dylan Constantine, who I'm led to believe has emigrated, and I hope he enjoys his travels.
Yeah, another one be Sean Giles. Brilliant cornerback. Don't think he's long back from living in maybe Spain, but he's just focusing on football, I believe.
Okay. Ball rebounds around. Spellisy has slipped through the fingers of Niall O'Connor. It was a brilliant pass, and O'Connor will be annoyed with himself for not catching it because he was away if he did.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, there is an element of having so many dual players that now and again it breaks down because you don't have the hurley in your hand every single night. A little bit unfortunate for Niall O'Connor because he's normally so solid, but on that occasion it just frustrated him.
Certainly did. Has had a game, has had a very positive performance largely. St. Vincent's.
Good work
Brian
from
Bolger.
Sean Kellis there, yeah. And we're seeing that bit of fight now from Whitehall. I mean, it's not the first time that Dara Gray has gotten himself in there. Sean Kelly putting his body on the line before that and causing the St. Vincent's attacker to drop his hurley. Those little mini battles, they're very important.
Heatherton. Has he got this one over? If he has, that's an exquisite score. Heatherton, that's amazing.
Yeah, his 6 point, that is a dagger because Whitehall had done so well initially to foil Vincents, and just, I mean, sometimes you just have to admire the wrists on a lad.
Ball breaks to Mulcahy. Tangle up, squirts it out to Burke. Cosgrave. It's opening up for Cosgrave a bit, but trying to scramble back is Endo O'Donnell. Endo O'Donnell did well, but he did get it to Bulger. Bulger. A good composed score by Bulger.
Yeah, it's his 2nd point, and really, really good work initially by Enda O'Donnell to turn him backwards, you know, because he put everything into turning Bulger back the other way. There wasn't someone else following up to, you know, complete the turnover or send Bulger back even further, and you're going to get punished like that at this level if you don't have that extra man in to help.
4-2 in the second half is the score. Vincent's leading overall, obviously 14 points to 10. What can Whitehall Colmcille do to reduce the arrears? Well, not that. Brian Morehouse Carroll unfortunately left it behind, having won it well in the first place. Peel got in there as well. It's like pinball out there at times, isn't it?
Yeah, good work then from Sean Kellett again.
He's having a fine game. Having a go is Enda O'Donnell. And it's wide.
Yeah, it's an 8 wide for Whitehall, and when you think of the chances that they've had early in the second half, Niall O'Connor being in behind and spilling that ball when normally he wouldn't, they're leaving chances behind them.
Dolan. Connolly. Cosgrave. Plenty of options. Went longish. Bulger, who's looking for a second score in a row, are not finding it. Murray. Decision goes Vincent's way.
Yeah, Mikey Noonan was doing his best to tell the linesman it was going the other way, but that wasn't being bought on that occasion. Now there seems to be a bit of a debate over it.
And good refereeing by Jason Buckley, just getting clarification. Oh, it is a Whitehall ball. I thought it was a Vincent's ball.
Must have taken a little flick. Spell as he does have it in his locker.
He certainly does. This one could drop in around the square.
Oh!
He almost got his stick to that, McDermott. He really went for it.
And it's that old soccer adage of putting it in the mixer.
Perry goes long. Heatherton. Connolly. Pushed off it there by O'Donnell. Referee spotted that free in.
Would have thought that was a small bit generous.
Heatherton. Looking for a third point in a row for Vincents. 2 of the 3 would have come from him if he scores it. Not this time, unfortunately. Still playing well. Murray. Ball breaks to no one in particular, but Vincent's make it there. Is Mulcahy did really well. Read that very, very well. Looking for Heatherton. Gray just kind of leaned into him, might fall for Peel. Popped off to Heatherton. Blocked down by Gray. Bulger runs after, tries to keep it alive. Puts pressure on the defender, that's Eddie Moore, and Gray takes it really well and runs into Heatherton. Kept his composure. I don't think I'd be as composed if I saw Heatherton running at me.
Well, I'll tell you wouldn't want to run into Dara Gray either. So
that's true, yeah. And it's Godzilla against Mothra over there, isn't it?
And Dara Gray has really taken over in that battle there, which is a huge one for Whitehall. If they can break even on that, I mean, which they're more than doing so at the moment, that's a huge boost.
Conor Cummins is down injured. It is not a head injury, so play continues. Connolly. Heatherton trying to get in under it. Gray holding him up. Murray catching. Eddie Moran.
Yeah, and Conor Cummins is a hardy buck, so he wouldn't stay down for nothing.
Enda O'Donnell slides into it. That's brilliant from Enda O'Donnell. Looks for the delivery.
And a brilliant ball as well.
Trying to find his brother Owen. He did find him. And Owen, was he fouled? No, the referee says there was a foul but further back the pitch though, and it's a free in.
Yeah, I think there was a little swipe across Enda as he was letting the ball in there. Like, he's having a really, really good game. And if his work rate was replicated by just a couple more, Whitehall get those extra turnovers that could allow them to pare back the deficit here. But that's really, really good work. And even before that, when Conor Cummins took the hit, you know, lads are putting their bodies on the line.
Outstanding work by Enda O'Donnell. Sometimes that kind of stuff goes unseen, if that makes sense. But when it's spectacular like that or unusual like that, you really notice it.
And it's not his first time doing it in this game. Like he's certainly chased down lost causes, and he has the hurling to damage a team at the other end. You can play him the half back line also. He has that great, really, really good pace, and other players are contributing as well. But certainly when he's done that, it's really stood out.
Spellacy gets under it. That's going to drop in or around the house. And it's gathered by Connolly. Then it's left behind and Luke McCarthy takes it up. But he just couldn't quite get it into the hand first time or second time. Might get a third bite at this particular cherry. Sean Mulcahy trying to sweep it up. He's won a lot of breaks tonight. It is, I think, Spellacy who got it. It was Cummins, I beg your pardon. Now trying to run onto it is Raftery. Niall O'Connor there as well, not giving up on it. Outside was Noonan. But he was so bottled up he couldn't get it to him. But he does get it to Luke McCarthy, who is fouled, and it's a free in. That is a hard won free by Whitehall Colmcille, who tend to I'm going off the evidence of tonight. They tend to kind of do better in the second half of a half than the first, if that makes sense.
Well, that was brilliant work initially in the first ruck from Mikey Noonan. He pulled, like, he's the sort of guy who'd hurl in the phone box, and then Niall O'Connor there, and to throw it up in front of himself and bat it like that was exceptional stuff. Reminds you of Owen Cody for Kilkenny this year, and eventually Luke McCarthy, who got a couple of points in the first half, he wins the free, and it's going to be a score all day for Spellacy.
Who puts it over? Nafina on a bye week this week, the defending champions. Breaks kindly for Whitehall Colmcille and Niall O'Connor. Looking for Owen O'Donnell and not finding him. Burke takes it under pressure from McCarthy. This is the thing with the long ball into Owen O'Donnell. He mightn't win all of them, but at some point he will win one of them, and he can do damage when he does. Here's Cosgrave.
But lads need to be underneath the breaks, not just one, a couple, especially if Conor Burke is around looking to mop up.
That's taken well by McBride. Great skill by McBride. Has to go off the stick here and does. Looking for Bulger. Bulger trying to turn his man, Cian Murphy. Bulger. Unlucky.
Yeah, well, Cian Murphy, really, really good work again. And initially, Derek McBride, he wanted to turn and have a pop. A couple of defenders turned him the wrong way. He played a nice ball over the top, but Cian Murphy, very, very athletic player. He'll stay going for you all day. He just did enough to make it difficult for Bulger, who couldn't get it over the bar. But again, these are sort of balls where initially St. Vincent's are on the front foot in dangerous areas, and Whitehall are finding a way to turn them back. And this is the way you keep yourself into a game. And there's 15 minutes to go, just 3 points behind. Anything can happen. Like you're saying, get the right ball into Owen O'Donnell, and that could be lights out.
It was a nice warm summer's evening when I got here. There's a bit of a nip in the air now.
Notice now that Dara Gray is on his 21 looking for the short ball here, and John Heatherton has come out to midfield. I'd say Heatherton's trying to get away from Dara Gray, because at the moment it's certainly, it's been difficult for the Vincents man there for the last while.
Well, a change has been made by St. Vincent's. Rory Dunn has gone off, and in his place is Cian McBride.
Well, Cian comes in most days, and if you give him a chance, he'll stick it over the bar. Very reliable player.
I'm just trying to think, is there another change after being made there by St. Vincent's? I thought I saw Connolly going off on the sideline there. We'll drive on and get to it if we can. Here's Heatherton. That's a great ball down the line, taken very well. Can he finish it off, trying to use his footwork as Mulcahy? Heatherton. Can he take advantage of Gray's slip? Not quite.
Yeah, Dara Gray did just enough there, and I suppose if there might be a notion here where we could just say, look, no matter where Heatherton goes, if he goes out the field or if he stays close to goal, just mark him, Dara Gray, for the rest of the game, and if you can, hold him, we're going to be in with a right chance.
That's a fine catch and a nice kind of flipped pass. Andrew Gilroy starting that move initially. Here is Tom Connolly, so it wasn't him who went off. That's intercepted by Whitehall Colmcille. Now it's Noonan. Stealing it is Cosgrave. Somehow finds Derek McBride. Derek McBride tries to find a score. Clash dash with Sean Kellett. And Kellett did enough. Great stuff by Sean Kellett, who has broken his hurley and now needs a replacement. There's just something beautiful about the clash of the ash, isn't there?
It's clashing around Conor Burke's neck there at the moment. Brilliantly plucked out of the sky. But again, you can see that the St. Vincent's forwards are really, really struggling on these Whitehall backs. And like I mentioned earlier, the size profile certainly suits Whitehall. And once they're putting that bit of pressure up top, so where there isn't lovely ball going inside, Whitehall are making it really, really difficult on Vincent's.
Perry. Heatherton's trying to get under this one. Gray stuck to him. Heatherton now with 2 around him. And it's picked up by Gray. His hand pass intercepted by Cosgrave. Gray doesn't give up. He followed the ball. Now trying to shovel it up as Conor Cummins. Vincent's have it. Do they have the score? Peel gets the shot away. He was hooked and it's wide.
Brilliant hook there from Mikey Noonan. Because again, Dara Gray had to work so hard to foil Heatherton initially, and then he put his body on the line to break it once more and finished off nicely by Mikey Noonan.
That's a fantastic catch. So O'Donnell gets it away. It is McCarthy. Will it be a goal? Yes, it's Spellacy.
That is
a great move and a great finish.
Yeah, fantastic goal. I mean, a lot of players contributed to that. Brilliant catch initially from Owen O'Donnell over Brian Morehouse Carroll, and Luke McCarthy's always going to make that run. Got the head up, lovely little flick inside, and Spellacy had the presence of mind to just not throw it up and get blocked down on the spin and back in the net.
Well, as I said, keep going long to Owen O'Donnell. He'll win one eventually and will do damage, and as you said, he needs players around him, and both of our points were combined there.
Yeah, and I mean, like, again, you go back to the value of what Mikey Noonan had done a minute ago at the other end to get that hook in on Derek McBride, or sorry, I think it was Peel on that occasion, Daniel Peel, and then just you go up another few seconds later, ball's in the back of the net. That's what work rate does for you.
And Luke McCarthy took a hit. He won't mind the pain. It's sore, but it's a different kind of sore when you get the goal or make a positive impact.
Brilliant from Keane Murphy.
And for the first time since the start of the match, since the 4th minute, we're level. Whitehall Colmcille got the first point of the game. Since that, Vincents got level and then got ahead and have always been ahead up until now. Murray with the diagonal. Big long ball played in towards the square. Spellacy is there. It's batted down. Gets away from McCarthy. Got something on it but couldn't get it under his spell. Dolan, well, it's intercepted. Brilliant work by Endo O'Donnell. Whitehall Colmcille have a bit of momentum. Cummins
unlucky.
Couldn't find McCarthy, but racing out to try and get there is Spellacy. Morehouse Carroll beats him to it, but Spellacy gets the flick in. Morehouse Carroll regathers despite the attentions of McCarthy, and Gilroy sends it away. Dara Gray, like a greyhound.
What a performance he's had.
Yep. Halfway through the sentence I said Gray, and then I realised I was about to say greyhound, and I said, well, I've committed to it now. McDermott. Different spellings, of course. Goes out over the line, and it's a Vincent's line ball, and a bit of relief for them perhaps.
Yeah, Luke McCarthy looks a little bit tired over there. He might be still feeling the effects of that hit that he took a little bit earlier on. But again, Dara Gray is just dominating in this half of the pitch, and to be honest, all the Whitehall backs are. And I know initially St. Vincent's got their few scores early doors in the second half. They went from 10-8 up to 14-10 up, but they just haven't scored since. They've had a slew of misses.
Cummins doubled on it in the air. Here's O'Donnell. And there's a score, and Whitehall Colmcille lead for the first time since the 3rd minute.
And there's the goal a little bit earlier on again. Really nice presence of mind from Luke McCarthy, and excellent finish from Paddy Spellacy.
Well, for Whitehall Colmcille coming into tonight, they didn't know heading into the last weekend would the conversation be about going to the relegation playoffs or trying to get into the quarter-finals. It could still be both regardless of result, but They'll be feeling a bit better about themselves now. Endo O'Donnell just bounced away from him. It is a Whitehall Colmcille ball though. He knew exactly what he was doing there, just get his body in the way of the ball and let it bounce out.
Yeah, Callum Walsh on for Vincents there. And you know, what's their reaction now at this stage? Because that's a real body blow. They've had big wins so far this year against Jude's and Ballyboden, but what a test they have now.
Big wins, but tight games in a sense.
And they haven't been scoring huge down the stretch in those games either.
But they have seen it out in those games.
That's
so
surely steps.
Perry gets it away. My point is that they are used to being in battles, and by and large this year have won them.
Yeah.
That's a good catch. Can they get level? Peel. It is a level game.
Yeah, really nice finish, and it ends a really long barren spell for St. Vincent's, but without question Dara Perry must have taken 10, 12 steps there, and it should have been a free in for Whitehall.
Yep, first score since the 38th minute for St. Vincent's. Raftery, he's so quick, so skillful, and he's got a free coming as well. Advantage is being played, goes inside to Spellacy. Referee calls it back for the free.
Did really, really well there. Just going at his man, jinking left, jinking right. It's the last thing a defender wants, and it's a really difficult free for Paddy Spellacy now. Really tight ankle. But just another opportunity for Whitehall to go back again. Go back out in front. And, you know, there's only, 6 minutes left now? There's the steps. I mean, that didn't even show the half of them, I don't think. But certainly I think Dara Perry is very fortunate to get away with that.
Spellacy lining up the score. He's had a big game. This is a big moment. Spellacy puts it over. He had to block out the noise coming from the helicopter that was flying above. Not sure if you're hearing that at home. Great catch, fantastic catch by Cian Murphy. Whitehall Colmcille have the momentum. They'll want another score. Bat it down, can he get it back under control? It breaks away. That's fantastic by O'Donnell. O'Donnell off to Raftery. There's options here, including Moran. Raftery takes it on. Raftery, good save for Mike up to Spellacy, and he just flicked it away again. A double save by Dara Perry.
Brilliant work once more from Owen O'Donnell, and when Raftery got going there, you thought that there's options inside, 2 or 3 players waiting, backed himself. Very good from Dara Perry at the second attempt.
He was unlucky in a sense that it didn't bounce up to Spellacy, but in fairness to Perry, made the first save and reacted to his own break, if that makes sense, and flicked it away for a 65. He's had a fine championship so far, Dara Perry.
Well, look, if Whitehall could get something out of this, knock over this 65, and I don't think Paddy Spellacy does nerves when it comes to his free taking, so I'd be backing him to knock this one over the bar, but to get something out of that, put them, a couple of points, or put them ahead again, 2 points in front, that would be something. But there was a real chance to just sink the dagger into Vincents there.
Well, he took it on. There's a lot to be admired about that, but Eddie Moran was in a really good position inside. Spellacy does get the 65 though. His second score in a row. Raftery's had a fine game, and here he is again. What an interception. He's got a runner beside him. That's McDermott. Raftery, he only knows one way. I was about to say, he only knows one way forward, and then he gives it back to Owen O'Donnell. It was a sensible play, but he's won it having lost it. That's brilliant from Raftery. And now it's McDermott. McDermott has Moran in front of him. Moran, will he squeeze it over? That's a good block down, but it's out for another 65.
Raftery's playing brilliantly at this stage, and again he's just always tested out Vincents, always running at them. I see Luke McCarthy is down at the moment. He's certainly looked a little bit gingerly since setting up that goal maybe 10 minutes ago or whatever it might be. Robert Wade Bronzy, he might have to dip into the bench now, but it would be a blow to lose him because he's such a good runner. But really tough 65 now would be a third one for Paddy Spellacy if he could knock this over the bar, and going 3 points ahead with 3 minutes left. Be a real uphill battle for St. Vincent's, who haven't really looked like scoring all that much other than that Peel point a while ago when it probably should have been a free at the other end. They just have not looked like scoring for a long time during the second half.
That table just gets a little bit tighter, doesn't it? If it ends in a draw or Whitehall Colmcille win, we'll do our best to do our sums on the hop. Of course, you'll be able to check out the table in full on DublinGAA.ie.
It's a massive free.
Spellacy. It was one of those ones, it was a shot to nothing. If you put it over, great. If you don't, then you couldn't blame him.
Yeah,
They have to make a change, yep.
Yeah, Stephen Cassidy's coming in. A real workhorse.
Well, as it stands, St. Vincents are on top of the table with 3 wins from 3, but this is their last game. They're on 6 points. They're still looking good for a spot in the quarter-finals, knockout stages at the very least. If they top the group, they're straight through to the semi-finals. Whitehall, Colmcille. This will be their 3rd match. They've only won 1. So they'd move to 4 points with the game to play. And tomorrow it's Ballyboden St Enda's against St Jude's at 5 o'clock in O'Toole Park. Here in Parnell Park, 2 live games for you on Dubs TV. Lucan against Kilmacud Crokes at 5:30, at 3:30 St Bridget's against Coola. Luke McCarthy has left it all out there, hasn't he? He's limping off at the moment. Brian Morehouse Carroll gives it back to Perry. Perry runs it up now. He can get up to the 45 and have a pot shot. He's more than capable. That's not a pot shot. That's a dropping ball. That's a great catch inside. Can they take full advantage? He's surrounded by red and white. As soon as he got it into his hand, had to go back out, kept his composure. It's going to drop again. Who's going to get on the end of this one? Murray is there, but he doesn't have time and space on it. It's still around there. Heatherton draws a kick, a pull on it there. The ball has disappeared from my view, but it's certainly appeared into the view of Eddie Moran, who takes it and runs away. Raftery couldn't get it under control. Does his best to win it back. It is St Vincent's who have it. Burke wants it inside, but it's intercepted. Comes to Owen O'Donnell. Owen O'Donnell was going to take a shot. Chooses to move a few metres and then look for an option. An option he finds. Cummins. Good ball by Cummins. Tap back to Mikey Noonan. That's a high tackle. Should be a free. Is a free. Not the most vicious thing in the world by Conor Dolan, but as soon as the arm goes in high on the neck like that when you make the tackle, you are going to give away a free. Yeah,
Mikey Noonan knew what he was doing there. Really suckered in the defender very nicely. But the referee, Jason Buckley, had no option but to give a free there. But at the other end of the pitch, when Cian McBride caught that ball, and I thought someone should have pressed a little bit earlier, but great work. He was turned backwards, and then Josh Thorpe, you can see, gets a little bit of a flick in here, which forces the ball to be dropped short. And then it's a case of getting bodies on the line. And obviously Vincents are trying to commit to it. Good work there from Adam McDermott. Josh Thorpe gets another flick in, and then eventually Eddie Moore, the right man in the right place, because he's going to walk it out.
It was just lunacy for a second there, wasn't it?
It was brilliant stuff.
Another Whitehall Colmcille player is down getting the leg stretched, so presumably that's cramp.
It looks like Owen O'Donnell.
Yeah, it is Owen O'Donnell. Spellacy looking to put his team 3 in front, which he has done. The last 3 scores have all come from Spellacy. Could that be the winning of the game?
It looks like it. We're in injury time.
And again, no board or anything goes up here, so we're kind of guessing.
But someone should press Dara Perry here, because you don't want this dropping in the square again.
Perry has to go out towards Heatherton. Gray following him as you'd expect. Heatherton trying to turn Gray. Gets it up again. Heatherton still going. Gets the free. Advantage being played here. Sean Mulcahy. Can Mulcahy get the shot away? Went down in the square. Now the advantage was being played, so it's a free rather than a penalty. Mulcahy is protesting.
Yeah, the way he was pointing, he was certainly suggesting that it was John Heatherton who was fouled, but Dara Gray probably overstepped a little bit, left his hands in too long initially. Enda O'Donnell came across, really good little body contact just to send him backwards, and after that it was just good scramble defence once more.
Johnny Barry about to come in for Whitehall Colmcille. I'm sure John Heatherton has asked the referee how long is left here, so Whitehall Colmcille not taking any chances. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players on the line, and the keeper just off it.
Yeah, Johnny Barry wasn't hurling last year. He's come back this year, and I believe he started the first game against Crave Kieran, but there might not be too many more goal chances before the end of the game. He's not shaping up as if he's going for goal.
Owen O'Donnell off camera is limping off. Well, they'll hope he's okay for the next game on September 14th. They'll worry about that after this. That game is against St Jude's here, by the way. We'll have it live on Dubs TV.
Yeah, just 1 point in the last 25 minutes for Vincents.
Is Heatherton going for it? No. So obviously he checked the time, and there is more than enough to get back into this or get level. 2 behind. Owen O'Donnell has gone off, so that's an option gone up top. Does break for his brother Enda though. Enda somehow charges through the crowd, tries to spill it off there to Stephen Cassidy. Another scramble. It is Raftery. McDermott. That's a massive score for Whitehall at Colmcille. And now Vincents need a goal to get level. 3 between them, deep in injury time.
Yeah, McDermott, the right man in the right place at the right time, but brilliant work from Jamie Raftery, one of the youngest men on the field, winning that dirty ball.
Is that the one that seals it? Whitehall, Colmcille have the possession, and here's Raftery again. He's had an amazing game. He's had a really good game. Cian Murphy fumbled. Burke going into him, knocking him over. Burke trying to get the possession. Adam Cosgrave in there. Play has to stop because the fullback Cian Murphy is holding his head, so it has to stop. It's a head injury.
Yeah, I think that probably should have been a free to Murphy as well. He took quite a dunt in the head, and that's the third puck out that he's caught in the second half just before he passed it on to Raftery. So he's been inspirational in this second half. And once again, it kind of typifies Whitehall being able to physically dominate those Vincents forwards.
Well, after 25 minutes of this game, it was 10-4 to St. Vincent's, and it looked like it was going in only one direction. But Whitehall Colmcille scored 4 unanswered points before half-time. It was 10-8 at the break. St. Vincent's got the first score of the second half, but they kind of both tick-tacked after that. And of course, the goal from Paddy Spellisy was huge with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, Murphy looks like he's okay. Doing a couple of rudimentary tests.
We start with the clash ball. It's lost by Vincents, but then regained by Gilroy. Gilroy got it off to Peel. Peel into the middle. Conor Burke. Zippy ball down the line. Whitehall Colmcille. They have a sweeper back there, and that sweeper is Eddie Moran, and he picks it up and farms it out to his teammate, who tries to get it under control, Cassidy. That's really good play by Cassidy. Adam McDermott turning and twisting. McDermott, who got the point to put his team 3 points up. Cassidy, too many to beat there, too many to take on. It's turned over. Cosgrave looking to get it under control, rolls it with the boot to Peel. Now it's Eddie Moran. How did Eddie Moran get that possession? I don't know. Eddie Moran fouled the ball. It's a free in. Now, how long is left? Do they have to drop it in, or can they just pop it over and then hope to win the next ball? I think they have to drop it in. Peel is dropping it in. They're running out of time, but Heatherton is trying to get there. Heatherton almost got it under control. It's pucked out somehow to Noonan. It was spooned out to him. Noonan goes old school, just drives it long and says to the forwards, right, it's up to you now. Breaks kindly for Whitehall Colmcille. No, he just couldn't quite get it under control. They haven't got it. They haven't managed to get it back under control, having lost it. They are making it stick down though, down there. Here's Perry. There might be one last chance for Vincents. Bulger dropping it into the square. Only Heatherton is there, but sometimes that's enough. No, it's not on this occasion. Pulled on there. Comes out to Peel. Peel has a look up. Decides not to take on the easy point. There's one last chance. It's Mulcahy. Again, they drop it in. It's caught. Can they get the shot away? They can! It's a goal! Oh, it's wonderful. I think it's Cian McBride.
It is indeed. Brilliant finish there. Whitehall had a couple of chances to get rid of it, get it out of there, but eventually they couldn't, and what a brilliant finish from Cian McBride.
Hurling is amazing. St. Vincent's 116, Whitehall Colmcille 116. Cian McBride getting a goal with practically the last puck of the game. And what a game it was.
And just that bit of experience that Cian McBride brings to it, like he could have just lashed it out, got blocked down, but instead he took that extra second, flashed it to the back of the net. Devastating for Whitehall, and for St. Vincent's, who had been so poor throughout so much of the second half. They eventually won that ball that went into the mixer at the very end, and I suppose it was well done from Sean Mulcahy to pop it across, but devastating for Vincent's, but a real shot in the air, or sorry, for Whitehall, but a shot in the air for Vincent's, because they were not that good for a long spells today.
It's overcast over Parnell Park, but we still had a pitch full of stars here. No, that was terrible. What a fantastic game, though. And in fairness to Vincents, and we said it during the match, they have squeezed out some tight games, and while they didn't win this one, they didn't lose it, and they did what they needed to do to find the result, to get the result.
Yeah, and especially against the neighbour as well, because you often hear that when neighbours play each other, it doesn't matter who's supposed to be the favourite heading into it, it's always going to be tight enough, and it was. And I mean, Whitehall weren't great for maybe the first 20 minutes or so, but really took over most of the rest of the game, and there were those goal opportunities. Like if you go over the game, nearly all the goal chances came for Whitehall. Conor Cummins had one early on. Niall O'Connor had maybe a couple of half chances. Spellisy obviously scored his goal, and Jamie Raftery had that chance late on. And it was only at the very end there Cian McBride had his goal chance. And I'm looking over at the Whitehall players, and they look devastated. I see, Conor Cummins, who was joint captain last year, head in his hands. I mean, at the end, he just whipped that ball clear, and Peel got the ball back into the area, and maybe a small bit more composure, they would have got over the line. But easy to say it up here, Oisín.
Yeah, that's certainly true. Well, I've never been out there at that level or experienced that intensity. I can only imagine what it's like, as I suppose is the case for most people watching this. That just rams home how tough it is that so few people who play the sport play it to that level. For St Vincent's, it's actually quite a decent result, because they look like they were going to lose it. Now they look like they're secured in the semi-final, although that's not 100% guaranteed or anything like that. For Whitehall, Colmcille, there was questions coming into tonight. What would they be battling for in the last game? Those questions now remain, as much as there was a positive from them tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And see, the thing is, it's such a tough campaign now, especially if you're a dual player. And with Whitehall, that's a case for an awful lot of these guys. And like Luke McCarthy, he stumbled or limped off towards the end, and he'll have a football match against Round Towers Clondalkin next week. And I presume maybe Owen O'Donnell and the likes of Niall O'Connor and Adam McDermott, they'll all have a game as well, and they'll have to try and get themselves up then for their next outing. Yeah. It's a really gruelling campaign, and they're just so unfortunate there towards the end, because they'd just done all the hard work, got themselves uphill, and you can see there Robert Wade, he's probably bearing his soul to the players there at the moment, and you can see what it means to them, and just unfortunate they couldn't get across the line. But Vincents as well, Pat Gilroy, I'd imagine he'd be pretty frustrated with that performance, and can't quite understand how they couldn't build on that lead that they had 14-10 after what you said, 38 minutes.
Yep, let's have a look at the highlights. These are the highlights from the first and second half, starting with the first, obviously.
That sunshine seems like a long time ago. Great score from Mikey Noonan early doors. And I mean, Conor Burke was really taking over the game early on, and he had 3 points after whatever it was, 30 odd minutes. And yeah, to be fair to Whitehall, they certainly did kind of curb his influence towards the end of the game. Another excellent score from Burke here. Ronan Murray can only watch it sail over. And this was a period of the game, Oisín Mulcahy firing over his only point there, where Vincents were able to walk the ball up the pitch a little bit too easily, but a couple of players, the likes of Endo O'Donnell, took it upon themselves to start, really working their backsides off and forcing those turnovers, and that helped turn the game.
They ran it really well early in the game, Vincents, didn't they?
Yeah, they had it all their own way, and just Whitehall eventually doubled down and really started, and also Vincent started spilling the ball unnecessarily at times when they were coming out for the back, and it gave Whitehall a bit of a footing into the game, and they started getting a couple of scores, and eventually it helped turn the tide.
Connolly eyed up the posts, took his score.
Yeah, he's a very difficult player to stop when he's on the front foot.
This man is difficult to stop as well, Owen O'Donnell. They were desperately unlucky not to have a goal there.
Yeah, that's another one of those goal chances. I'm not even sure if I mentioned that when I was rounding up the game, but it's just that pace and power from some of their players, and then they have a few nice stick men as well, and Paddy Spellisy's nearly always going to knock over his place balls.
Connolly again. Spellisy got harder ones than that, but they all count for the same amount. This was brilliant from Luke McCarthy to keep the ball in play. Owen O'Donnell, or Endo O'Donnell, I beg your pardon. And Niall O'Connor desperately unlucky. Did well to regather it, and in fairness, Toomey did well to get in the way of it as well. He got back. Perry did well as well. And there's Niall O'Connor getting another score. Nicely cushioned over that one. Raftery, who was a thorn in the side of St Vincent's all evening. And that was a really well taken point.
Well, he's the latest in that production line. In Whitehall, there's just always a huge amount of talent. Even you think about, Costello, the Gannons and so on and so forth that aren't out there tonight. There's a serious concentration of talent, but just getting it all on the pitch at the one time seems to have been the challenge over the years.
Bulger clipped over a few scores tonight. Spellacy again doing what he needed to do from a place ball situation. What a catch that was by O'Donnell. Gave it off to Luke McCarthy. McCarthy inside to Spellacy, and Spellacy bang, goal. A brilliantly constructed goal. O'Donnell running again. Limped out of the game late on. They'll hope he's okay.
Yeah,
Perry.
got just the point himself, but the impact and winning the primary ball and the amount that Vincents have to do to ensure it's not getting to him in the first place, he just causes a lot of headaches.
It was a well-worked score. Keane McBride winning the ball well. We'll see him again in this highlights reel. Spellacy. Owen O'Donnell. Light feet. Raftery. Unlucky. A good double save from Perry. McBride kept his head.
Yeah, and that was going into the really late stages of the game, and I thought, when Whitehall are able to absorb this sort of pressure, they're going to get across the line. And look, even with the composure, I'm not sure we'll see it now from Eddie Moore and walking this ball out, which he did just after that. I just thought, okay, they'll find a way over the line here.
Heatherton trying to go straight. What a hand pass that was. Sean Mulcahy, was he fouled there? I'm not sure, but either way, the advantage is being played.
But even
the first foul.
Even the numbers that Whitehall are getting around the ball there, you're thinking, right, these lads are dying with their boots on here.
Recycled out to McDermott, and we thought that might have been the ceiling score because it put them 3 up, but it wasn't. Peel couldn't take the point on, had to go to Mulcahy. Mulcahy showed great composure, and Cian McBride, what about this? Lovely little dummy.
Yeah. Excellent stuff. Brilliant finish there. The right man, the right place, the right time, and he'll be pushing for a start the next day because he had a great impact when he came in.
Yeah, he's played well off the bench this season. Right, St Vincents get the victory. St Vincents, it felt like a victory maybe at the end, the way they got that late goal and drew the game, but it was a draw match, 116 to 116, Whitehall, Colmcille. Will they be happy? Will they be sad? Vincents, I might ask the same question. I guess when you went so badly for so long and we're 3 points down that deep into injury time and get the draw, you're probably happier than the team that conceded that late score.
Yeah, I just added it up there.
Yeah.
After going 14-10 ahead, they missed 11 of their next 12 chances, but then got their last 2 just to level that game. Amazing.
Wow, there we go. Right, 2 more games tomorrow on Dubs TV. We've got Lucan against Kilmacud Crokes. That one throws in at 5:30. At 3:30, it's St Bridget's against Coola. Don't forget to subscribe to the Dublin GA YouTube TV channel, and also you can follow us on all the usual social media channels. That's it for this Friday night in Parnell Park. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye.